and all those whom took their covenant with the hand, means that their bayat was real. And as a result their life was to make the hand more and more real. That you go from an imaginary hand, imaginary bayat, because the bayat is not I take bayat but I gave my bayat. You're not going to take anything from them but you're going to give everything. قُلْ إِنَّ صَلَاتِي وَنُسُكِي وَمَحْيَايَ وَمَمَاتِي لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. Do you think you're going to achieve anything if you haven't been tested like those who came before you? They were tested with their lives, their families, their wealth, their blood, everything they were tested with to achieve stations. And Allah's asking us in Qur'an, not me speaking, the heavenly Qur'an is telling us, are you thinking you're getting these stations without being tested like them? So our life is that Allah going to test us, and these realities that we wish to achieve, and with the time that we have is no more leisure. Oh, I'll take the reality maybe next week or next year I'll be in a better position to understand what they're talking about. Because Allah also describing there's a time in which all trade stops. When you begin to see the calamity and then you say, well, what am I going to do with my bank account? What am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with that? What am I going to do with all these things I was planning for 30 years? Then you say, oh now here I'm going to do everything and do all my pious acts, because now I see that the ship has arrived into the atmosphere, the atomic wars have begun, all this craziness that begins upon the earth. That's not the time, that's finished. You won't be able to send any wire transfer, the banks will be closed and most of them have collapsed. The time to build the masjid, to be prepared for the events is the time is now. When the shaykhs are coming out and telling you, build water wells. Why? Because this hand moves that hand in heaven. A day is coming where you won't see water. But if you were understanding and say, Sayyidi, I supported many wells, then inshaAllah Allah keep the tap for you and your family flowing in a way that nobody can understand, because what's coming is not something understandable. They see even now as they horrific means of terrorizing people in these regions with no food and water, still people find some food and water and nobody understands how they found it. Whether they go to the ocean and Allah sends the fish to come to them, or they say water they can find under the rubble of a building, all of a sudden water is appearing for them to drink. These are the days of immense faith, not the days that you used your head and thought of different things to do. These are the days in which faith becomes real. Every action that being asked from people is something happening within the spiritual realm. They asked you to give food because now they cut food. You know how many hundreds of millions of people are on a food allowance in this country? That they don't have the money to buy their groceries and pay their rent, and they cut it. And now they're watching to see, are these people going to go wild and run on the streets?